Hello Libra, so let's have a look to see what your career guidance is today. I have pre-shuffled some cards. I do apologize for the state of my psychic tarot cards, but they're well used, as you will see. So first card up, we have the Emperor, stability and efficiency, taking charge of a situation, ambitious plans. That's a good start. Next up, wow, the world. The world is your oyster, as they say. A very happy ending, coming full circle, spiritual growth and insight. I almost don't want to turn over the other cards. We're on such a good footing over here. Let's have a look. The Two of Ariel. It's important to have balance, working multiple jobs or projects at once, making work fun. Or are you overextending yourselves, Libra? You do know that you're the scales. You need to keep balance. Oh, wow. Another major arcana card. We have decision with the Archangel Jophiel, the Archangel of all things beautiful. And she talks about releasing yourself from that which holds you back. A need to detox any unnecessary worry based on lack of self-confidence. So your decision card is traditionally the devil card, which is all about temptation, not giving into temptation. This looks very much to me like the temptation to overextend yourself. Right, another major arcana card, the spiritual strength, number 9. Sorry, that wasn't a major arcana card. This is your major arcana card, number 14, patience, which is temperance in the Rider White tarot cards. I don't know what made me think. I think it was that color. Right, let's have a look to see here, Libra, what is in store for you today. So, first things first, temptation. Yeah. So I'm going with that first bit of information that downloaded as I was laying the cards out to say there may be temptation or addiction to overwork, to maybe place too much emphasis on material stuff or material gain or titles or, achievements. And they are asking you to maybe see how that overemphasis or that over focusing perhaps is creating maybe some limiting behavior within you. All right. So the word I'm getting here is codependence. Identifying where maybe you've got codependent behaviors that are causing restrictions. So that an example of that they're telling me would be being like a workaholic. Okay, so you may be, for some of you, you place too much emphasis on how you define yourself. Maybe you're defining yourself by your job, or you're defining yourself by your title, or you're defining yourself by your achievements. And they're saying that that is not necessarily helpful to you. You need to find other ways where you can start maybe creating a little bit more balance and independence in your life that enables you to come from a position of power instead of being motivated by a position of fear that you maybe don't even know is underlying your decisions or your ambitions. Okay, so this is more about being aware of your thinking and you're expecting and you're doing and you're allowing and asking yourself whether or not that is coming from this position that brings you the overall happiness, all right, or if it's coming from a position of needing to prove yourself or be the best, or to have the best, or to prove that you're the best, or wherever that comes from. All right. So they're wanting you to definitely take a look at that. Moderation and balance, as I say, will definitely help you a lot. All right. This card, even though they're saying it feels like you're trying to prop up the whole world, through doing what you feel like you need to do through your ambition and your success and all of that kind of stuff. When you're propping up the whole world for too long, it can actually leave you feeling quite weak. So they're just talking about, if you can get some moderation and balance, you can maybe develop new skills, or actually create some self-improvement in your situation that will lead you to maybe feel initially a little bit uncomfortable, but allowing you to have time for a bit of enjoyment, a little bit of enjoyment in your life. Okay, so I do feel that maybe this would be a time for you to maybe change things around a little bit. This always reminds me of the Hangman, which is, all about changing perspective. And okay, it talks about pause, but maybe you need to pause to change your perspective. But because this picture isn't tied to anything, they do have the opportunity to move and change and be flexible, because there we've got the balance again, the yin and the yang, which is the balancing of the good and the bad, and the bad and the good, and the ups and the downs, and the downs and the ups. So all of the contrasts are being balanced there. So this is all about getting your balance back, and it might be a good idea, and the information I'm getting here is to juggle only the amount of balls that you can comfortably keep up in the air, not overextending yourself, because you might find that traditionally you've been overextending yourself, or you've been the one that did everything. The only one you can rely on is yourself. So it's easier just to do it, rather than to go through the patience and the frustration of waiting for somebody else to do it. Sometimes it's easier if I just do it myself. So that just talking about all of that could, for some of you, maybe have led to this overextension of yourself. And this might be a good time for you to maybe enter a business partnership that may help you to sort of share the load a little bit. So maybe it's a good time for you to notice your connections with people and places and situations that will help you to make better decisions in your future. Maybe you've been feeling a little bit caged, and maybe you haven't realized that the door's actually open, and you are free to leave, you are free to come back, but you're not as stuck as what you maybe initially thought that you were. All right, you're staying stuck because that's been your decision to stay stuck. Okay, so this is also, I feel, about making some changes in terms of deciding what it is that you actually want. What do you really want? And because you may be a person with a lot of control and a lot of authority, and be a very loyal person, you've climbed many steps to get to the position that you're at, that maybe you also feel that giving up any type of authority or strength or position of power, whatever the case is, can weaken you. But they're saying, no, look at it in terms of problem solving and reasoning and sharing the power, learning to do things in a new way. And maybe this is also about having a business meeting with a highly influential person that maybe creates positive outcomes. And also this card talks to me very much about turning ideas into formulas to successfully achieve your goals. Because the way in which you lead and handle your power, I feel, is now being tested. So I feel like there are definitely changes that need to be made. Everything that you did up until this point was necessary, but now things are a little bit different. So you can, because they're a little bit different, you can handle them a little bit differently. And we've just got load shedding, so I apologize for the change in lighting, but I'll just I'm almost finished here. So the world also talks to me about rewards for efforts, and completion of your cycles, and your triumph and fulfillment and liberation, and also the wisdom that was gained through the journey that it took for you to get into that emperor position, the one that was being in charge and in control, and all of those other things. So the other thing that they want to bring to your attention here, Libra, is that it took a lot of courage and discipline, and persistence and internal strength to get you to where it is that you're wanting to go. So they're talking about using your previous experience to maybe experiment with maybe new business adventures, okay, or ventures, all right. So doing things, the old things in new ways might give you a different outcome, or a more suitable for now outcome, all right. Part of that process would be your self-development. Okay, so having patience that you are not necessarily the experts of what you're doing in this new venture, but that you can get back to that expert's position by being patient with yourself in your situation, and just taking it one step at a time, as those little balls on the that hat indicates to me, and that will then lead you to the flowering, the fulfillment, the outcome that you're looking for. All right, but this is again not getting overwhelmed by your thoughts, the overthinking situation, but rather allowing more positive ways of looking, doing, thinking, processing, that moderation and that balance, to help you to develop this new way of being, new way of experiencing this abundance that's reflected in all of your cards. Yeah. So that looks good to me, Libra. It looks to me like this positive change, hard work, but building on the solid foundation that you built up until now. So you're not starting from scratch. This is more about the career development, skill development, financial development. So the developmental aspect looks to me that it's the most important in your reading. And here I feel like you're being propped up, held up, provided for, protected by a force that is much greater than what you are as an individual. And I feel like this is also why maybe delegating a little bit more might be something that you'd find helpful, so that it's not all on your lap to get done, because overextending yourself is actually keeping yourself limited. If you delegate, if you delegate to get other people to help you to juggle your balls and to get things done, well, that frees you up to take on new opportunities and invest your time and your focus in new ventures. So have a look to see how that works out in your own life, but definitely some creativity, looking at things from a slightly different, more creative way, is on the cards for you here, Libra. But yeah, again, they're just talking about the scales, your Libra scales and your scales of balance that definitely needs to be moderated. Okay. So I hope that that will lead you to gaining the rewards for your efforts that you've put in. Okay, lead you to your completion and the fulfillment of your cycle that you're currently in. And then obviously you gain wisdom out of all of that. Okay, so I think that's about it. If you found any value in this, Libra, I really would appreciate you letting us know in the comments. A like and a subscribe is always gratefully appreciated. And until we meet again, you take care, stay blessed. Bye for now.